Welcome to Solving Politics, the only show on politics that provides answers to today's political issues and pathways to make them happen. How many times have you heard right-wing talk radio hosts, commentators, and politicians say people vote for Democrats for free stuff? They are wrong. Also, when attacked, Republicans back up into their safe space and start spewing policies and statistics and procedures, just as useless. Let me put you, my audience, way ahead of any Republican politician or pundit or commentator. Policies and spending are virtually worthless when it comes to winning over voters. The Republican Party would be king if this mattered. Doubled the money on government programs under George Bush. Could not touch the black vote. Could not buy low-income whites either, because policy and spending are a waste of time. The Republican Party doubled the money under Bush for government programs, and is far more pro-family. And Bush was bilingual. Couldn't get the majority of Hispanic voters either. That's 3 voting blocks that prove spending and policy are a total waste of time. We aren't even half done yet. Far more pro-Israel on the right. Can't get Jewish voters either. Far more pro-business. Can't get Asians or people from India either. That's 6 voting blocks. Far more religious. Can't get Muslims or the majority of Catholics either, because policy and spending are just about worthless. It's all about connecting with people. You don't have to spend a dime of government money to do it either. This is why one of the things this show is about is cutting spending by trillions and winning over Democratic Party voting blocks. All the last 3 Republicans outspent the Democrats before them. Their voters came back for more because they connected with them. This chart will show you how to connect with the Democratic Party's base so you can start competing far better with the above-mentioned demographics. This graph of the 5 categories of voters is from the Competitive Enterprise Institute and was put out several years ago. Let's start from left wing to right wing. This is my own personal interpretation of their findings. The first category with the equal sign is pure socialism, from each according to their abilities to each according to their needs. It's about 8% of the electorate. This category is called equal outcome. The second category, moving towards the right, is very winnable as Republicans, and it's almost completely untapped. This category believes in an equal start. This isn't the opposite of an equal outcome, if you ask me. Nothing is less fair than an equal outcome. Nothing is more fair than an equal start. You can also go web and app-based to meet this demographic's needs. You don't have to spend money. As a matter of fact, I believe you can cut trillions in spending at the same time. The second group is known as fair and care and votes Democrat as well, but is much more winnable with a new approach. This demographic represents 34% of all voters, and this is critical. They are the heart of each of the voting blocks above you lose to Democrats. Blacks, Hispanics, Jews, Catholics, single women, students, low-income whites, other than, in this case for Trump, Asians, and more. All the voting blocks you lose come in one nice handy carrying case called fair and care. Equal start, not an equal outcome. This category is voting on how you treat the least among us. The next 3 categories you do not need much explanation for, and you already do pretty well with these categories. Keep in mind, you will never get all of the voters in any of these categories. Some people may vote on economics based on higher taxes for the rich. You and I may think it's ridiculous, but I would say you've tapped out the last 3 demographics. This is not the wells you should be digging in. Fair and care is completely untapped by Republicans. So back to the chart. 25% of people vote primarily on economics. Also, many people have multiple categories that they vote on. You might vote on economics and the next one, which is defense issues. 20% of people vote primarily on defense issues. So you could have multiple categories, but most people have one that's primary. These people's categories for defense issues are going to be things like the border, defense spending. This group is called rule and orders. Lastly, 13% of voters vote based on faith-based issues. Abortion, school prayer, traditional marriage. If I were you, I'd be spending my time talking about what the fair and care demographic needs. It's the vast majority of demographics where Republicans lose. It's also the fastest growing demographic, and it's already the largest. Keep in mind, you can still outperform the left and win over these voters by cutting government programs by trillions and providing a healthy web and app-based way of life, like was mentioned in the second video on illegal immigration. Government programs are last century. This century should be cradle-to-grave, web-based role models and mentoring. Democrats love this idea. We will spend quite a bit more time on how to do this in future videos. For now, this is an introduction. I guarantee you there's not a Republican politician, pundit, or commentator who understands these demographics in the whole country. It's why the right will go on and on about the economy with no clue that they're just talking to the same 25% of the electorate on economics, or go on about Republicans' strong defense policies and they don't understand they have maxed out these demographics. Time for them to actually learn how America votes. That's our job. We'll incorporate more of this in future episodes. If there's anything I want you to take away from this show, it's that cutting spending by trillions and breaking up Democratic Party voting blocks is here and now. Well, thanks for listening. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We can only help change politics if we can get the word out, and we really need your help to do it. We will be back again soon with another episode of Saving Politics, the only show on politics that presents answers to today's political issues and pathways to make it happen.